Hello traders, welcome again to another video. In this video I want to talk about the psychological help for traders who are struggling with profitability. And in previous video, the notes you're seeing here was a video about understanding market structure, a very important video. And it's possible to be able to get to predict, or not actually predict, but to determine the next move of the market based on just high and lows. And in that video about understanding market structure, I talked about that, so you guys can go and check it out. So in this one, we're going to be talking about psychological help for traders. This is something that a lot of traders do struggle with, and this is just a list of things that you can do as a trader to help you work on your psychology. And that I'm tired of people telling you that stop taking random trades, stop doing. They're telling you stop doing that. It is not as easy as they think, or as they make it. But I'd like us to go in depth in some practices or things that you can do to help you, stay away from making bad decisions in the market. So first of all, you need to create a cool off window after placing a trade. Majority of traders, me included, we often mess up by watching the charts. Once you place a trade, you constantly want to check on your MT5 or maybe your broker and see what exactly is happening in the market. And that usually leads to impulsive or anxiety, or maybe sometimes just making decisions now because you're bored, because the market is just consolidating too much, and you know you're afraid of the results, and you start making decisions that hinder that trade result. So you need to create a cool off window after placing a trade. Now, before you place any trade, be it like maybe backtest or demo entry, you have to decide first of all, what is the goal? What price levels or conditions matter? Now, once the plan is set, give yourself around maybe like 10 to 20 minutes break, where intentionally break, step away from um, from the charts, and your brain will start getting used to not reacting instantly. So just understand what is the goal. Because you see, for example, if I want to buy gold right here, for example, I must have a goal, like I'm targeting 1 to 2 hours, then I walk away, or I'm targeting this high. Once this high has been touched, I walk away. I must have a definite goal. Then after the plan is set, just walk away. That will cool off things, okay? Now, the second is you need to rename the habit in your mind, okay? Now, for example, if you feel the urge to open the chart, and you can just label it like, okay, this is my mind seeking control. Because in your mind, what you have in your mind is that I need to go and check what's happening, or like you have that anxiety. Just label it as your brain is trying to seek control, and naming the impulse makes it weaker. And now you just get to shift it from that reaction side to observer side of it. Now, apart from that, you can use things like timer to restrict chart check-in. And this is what I usually use. Me, my trading, I have specific times when I open charts, specific times when I don't want to open charts, and this has been really, really, really a lifesaver. Any day that I often open charts without or outside those time windows, I often lose money. Any day, trust me, any single day, I often lose money. And that shows you that when you don't have a strict time window of when to place trades, because you see, these markets are about time and price. There's specific time when some specific things are supposed to be happening, and that's when it's supposed to be in the markets. For example, we have the London Open, New York Open, we have the sessions, and so on. So you need to have a structure whereby you have specific time where you enter the markets, not just watching the charts all day. Now, you can set a reminder. For example, I will check the charts after every 30 minutes only, or I will only review when the candles close. You know, Creating structure will lower the anxiety. So you can also, practice this with the demo, or maybe simulated data, which is, safe, no risk. Okay. Now, apart from that, you can also do something like a replacement activity. So the brain does not stop a habit; it replaces it. Once you understand this secret, it becomes easier to be able to control or to take advantage of your brain. So whenever you feel the urge to take 10 deep, the urge of maybe opening the charts, revenge trading, just take 10 deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You can wake up, you can stretch, you can go and drink water. You can, write one sentence in your trading journal, just or even read something quick. Repeat the replacement each time your brain rewires. So anytime your brain is trying to tell you that let's go check the chart, let's go see how that trade is performing, just replace that activity with something else. And that bad habit of always wanting to take control of the chat zone will automatically fade away as time goes on. So apart from that, you can also have written rules before the trade. So a very script you can use is, for example, my job is planning, not watching. The chart will move whether I stare on it or at it or not. Now this will reduce the emotional attachment, because at the end of the day, no matter how many times you watch these charts, no matter how, even if you decide to watch these charts for the next 48 hours, you watching the chart is not going to make them move. What makes them move is liquidity and price delivery. So you'll be just wasting your time observing something that doesn't even care that you're watching it and so on. But the act of you watching the charts will now lead you to um, acting in a manner that will put your trading account in danger, because you're going to be taking trades based on being bored, based on anxiety, based on fear of reversing on you. Then you exit early and so on. So, lastly, I want us to talk about using statements like, if then. For example, if I feel anxious, then I pause and breathe. If I feel the urge to check, then I wait 5 minutes first. Just use these statements and let the mind, the subconscious mind is very powerful, that whatever you feed it, and when you practice these habits daily, you see, for example, there's a book called Atomic Habits, and that book is very good. When you take a look at what the author is talking about, developing good habits, once you make them attractive and they become easy to to do, and you make the hard habits quite hard to to engage in, this becomes powerful tool, and you can use this to your advantage. Now, you also need to remind yourself that you don't control the movement. You don't control the movement at all. Watching doesn't change anything, traders. If it only increases emotional reactions. So a simple reminder is that the market moves, I manage myself. You need to keep that. The market moves, I manage myself. So with this, I hope this will help you with your psychological, issues. And the purpose of this, because I'm tired of people always talking about stop over trading, stop revenge trading, stop doing this, but they're not giving you anything that you can do in return, or something you can practice that can help you get rid out of these bad habits. Okay. So if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.